Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn maritime studies, today the Atlantic Ocean, and after we've done it, we're going to do squat training. And if you participate in the squat training, then it's been at your own risk. And this is part 4, I think, of the Atlantic Ocean. Now we want to concentrate on the Sargasso Sea. And the objective is that we are gathering all the information together we have about the Sargasso Sea, and then make a little presentation about it. I don't even know if we have enough of it, but let's do what we have. The surface waters rotate in closed circulatory systems known as gyres, and they are flowing clockwise in the North Atlantic and anti-clockwise in the South Atlantic. So here in the north, clockwise, and there anti-clockwise. Near the center of the North Atlantic gyre is the calm, very saline Sargasso Sea. Is it on the map? Sargasso Sea is here written in the Caribbean. Near the center of the North Atlantic gyre the surface waters rotate in closed circulatory systems known as gyres, flowing clockwise in the North Atlantic and anti-clockwise in the South Atlantic. But if it is clockwise here in the North Atlantic, must it not be something here? On the height of Spain, New York? So near the center of the North Atlantic gyre is the calm, very saline Sargasso Sea. Okay, it is calm and saline, so with a lot of salt. Known for its floating brown seaweed kept at the surface by small, grape-like floats. Okay, whereas seaweed, some type of plant, it is brown, and it's at the surface, and that is through grape-like floats. So the meaning fruits. Because there are only weak currents in the Sargasso Sea, there is no mixing of cold water with the warm surface waters, which, being lighter, floats about a meter higher than the waters of the American seaboard. And the Gulf Stream is part of the North Atlantic gyre. Of the North Atlantic gyre. So this is the Atlantic Ocean, so the meaning this is the North Atlantic, this is the South Atlantic. And in the center of the North Atlantic gyre. Now where's the equator? The equator, is it on the map? I don't know it exactly. Here we go. It goes on the height of right here. So I have it lined. They're a little into South America, a little underneath the corner of the Gabon, a little underneath Gabon. So where that line here is, where is the equator? And that fits. If you're saying the Sargasso Bay is here, in the center of the North Atlantic gyre, that fits. So the equator is here. The Sargasso Sea is not at the equator. But I can't really guess it's at least 2,000, over 3,000-4,000 kilometers. North of the equator. Okay, the Sargasso Sea is not on the equator. It is not on the equator. Near the center of the North Atlantic gyre is the calm, very saline Sargasso. Now, why is it there? It would be interesting to know where exactly is it in the center of the surface, or in the center of the storm where. But it could be in the center of it, just not geographically not in the center, because it's a bit bent or whatever. But it could be that it's actually in the center of the main forces of the North Atlantic gyre. But the first thing is that one is the Atlantic Ocean, that is the North Atlantic gyre and the South Atlantic gyre. And the equator is here through the tip of Southern America, and thereby Gabon through Africa, a bit below that landmass here. Okay, now we could say there is the North Atlantic Gyre in the north of the Atlantic, and there is now in the center of it the Sargasso Sea. It is a very calm and saline sea. In it are floating brown seaweeds. They are just floating there on grape-like floats. Now, because there are only weak currents, so there's not much mixing, there's the cold water from the bottom not mixed with the warmer surface water. And therefore it is lighter and it floats a meter higher than the one on the coast of the American seaboard, closer here. Now, these information seem a bit out of context, but that's technically just the context missing, and then we can understand it all. That means we should preserve us these informations, so that when the time comes, when we get the context, we have information and understand it. Okay, the Sargasso Sea is in the center of the North Atlantic Gyre. There's the South Atlantic anti-clockwise and clockwise and North Atlantic, and the South Sargasso Sea, it's around at the height of the Caribbean, There the sea is very calm and saline, and there are brown seaweeds flowing on grape-like floats on the surface. There's not much mixing, and therefore the water there, because it's lighter, is 1 meter higher. I'm going to start the camera and I try to sit now. And that will be according to Atlantic Ocean. It's again not in this book. And if you have a book again. Regions of the Earth must be. Hugh Clayton, John Conway, it said last time. Okay, let's try. The Sargasso Sea. There's the Atlantic Ocean, and in the northern and southern part there is the Gyre. In the northern part it goes clockwise, and in the southern part anti-clockwise. Now, pretty much in the center of the North Atlantic Gyre there's the Sargasso Sea, somewhere by the Caribbean. And that water is very calm and also very saline. And there are floating brown seaweeds on grape-like floating material. And there's not much mixing with the warmer surface water and the colder water on the more deeper. And therefore the water is lighter, and it is a meter higher than the water closer to the American coast. And that is according to part 3, chapter 22, Regions of the Earth. Readers Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, book page 1123 and 1124, written by Hugh Clayton, John Coyle, Mitchell, Frenchman, and D.H. Singer. I'm going to stop here. And we don't have time for. There's more to the Atlantic Ocean. We will continue on the next part of maritime studies with the Atlantic Ocean, and then we try to make a presentation completely about the Atlantic Ocean. So, if you were here for maritime studies, you can go directly to the next part of maritime studies. If you stay here and participate in the squat training, then it's at your own risk. We are lifting one leg up and pointing with the toes down. And the other leg up and pointing with the toes down. And now, legs a bit apart, and we're doing 12 squats. First one, and second one. And number 3, and 4. And we're going on with 5 and with 6, we're hitting the half. Let's start strong with the second half, 7 and 8. And number 9 and 10, we have over 3/4, last two, 11 and 12. And now the 6-pack squat squeeze. We're going down into quarter squat and pressing against the top of the leg. Now on the other side. And we're going down into half squat and press against the middle of the leg. And on the other side. And down into 3/4 squat and press close to the knee. And on the other side. And we're going up again. And now the fastest giraffe of a water pond exercise. So we're going down into 3/4 squat and pressing against the knee and down towards it. And then on the other side, press again and go towards it. And again, press, go towards it and again. And again, press. And again. And last two. Last exercise, the propeller. Down into full squat, arms to the side, over to one side, press against the leg, look up to the head. Into the middle, out to the other side, press against the leg, look up to the head. And into the middle and up. And we're doing the walk-up, we're walking a bit on the place. And the hiker's hilltop stretch, heel onto the ground and pull the toes in. To the other side and pull the toes in. To the other side, pull the toes in. Into the middle and move the leg from left to right. Other heel onto the ground and pull the toes in. To the right and pull the toes in. To the left and pull the toes in. To the middle and move the leg from left to right. And now, bit stretching. No, not stretching. Next to the side, we're breathing in, calm down. And breathe out. In. Out. Breathe in, close the legs. And breathe again out. That was the squat training. Thank you very much, and until next time.